there's a lot of common sayings. I've heard people say you're freer here than you would be in any other country. I've heard people say things like, the freedoms we have here, you can't get anywhere else. I've heard people say things like, the rights you have, nobody can take those from you. You can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. I've heard people say things like, you got every opportunity. All you got to do is seize the opportunity. My question is, if we really have every opportunity to succeed, every opportunity to excel, why is it that we're the lower rung of society? I mean, there's been a specific group of people that, no matter what has transpired in society, we've always been the bottom tier. Always. I mean, you don't get any lower in society than a slave. And our people were, recorded in open history to be exactly that. And it's widely known that, we built this country up, and we're the most impoverished, we're the most disadvantaged, and yet people always say things like, all you got to do is pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you can win. You can succeed. You just got to stop breaking the law. You just got to stop making excuses. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I think all that's fucking bullshit. I've always thought it was bullshit, and I've never seen anything to make me think that it wasn't anything other than bullshit. This whole society is built on lies. I'm going to give you an example. All right? Every man, woman, and child, pretty much, for the most part, has hair on their head, right? So we all have hair, something we all have. Yet in this society, if you want to cut somebody's hair, well, you can't just do that. Oh, no. You got to go get a license that says you met certain standards, certain requirements, and acquired a certain knowledge, and were evaluated to be able to cut hair, even though you grow it out of your own head. Your mom grows it out of her head. Your dad grows it, And it's like that with everything. You have to have a license to do anything. You can't just start a business, even though all a business is, really, if you get down to it, is you working for yourself to make money. But you can't just start a business. Do you live in a house? Okay. And in that house, it's 4 walls and a roof? Okay. Well, say you want to just work on roofs and make roofs better. Roofs are leaking. You go and you plug up the leak. The shingles are coming off. You can buy some tar and buy some more shingles and, fix it up. Well, you can't just do that because, what if the roof caves in and all this other crap? There's support beams and attics. You can't just work on roofs, even though every building you go into has a roof and you see them all the time. It doesn't take a genius to figure out how to do any of this stuff. And I mean, if you get right down to it, we built society, especially this society. So if anybody's got experience with building 4 walls and a roof, it would definitely be us. But no. You got to have a roofing license. You got to have this license, that license. But yet you're so free, You're so free. You're free to do whatever you want, make as much money as you want, to be whatever you want. How many of us have had a dream and we wanted to try to be something? Every child I know, every child I've ever seen, they say they want to be the biggest things in society. Little boys and little girls say, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be this, I want to be that. And yet, you get hit with this dose of reality at some point in your life. A lot of people, they swallow that dose of reality and they forget about it. They put it out of their minds and they focus on their phones and on their TVs and into their indoctrination, and they forget about the fact that everything they've been told is a lie. You can't just be whatever you want. No, you have to pay. You have to pay money that's not even money. It's worthless fiat to be whatever profession you want to be. You have to be trained in a field to do a job, and then more often than not, even after you're trained in that field, you won't even be able to get a job doing whatever it is that you went to school to be. And that's how much of a lie society is. And we're just supposed to just sit down and just swallow this lie and keep living and keep going and never acknowledge it like it's normal, like it makes sense, like everything is just hunky-dory. Man, I say fuck that. You need to face this stuff, because this whole world is a lie. Everything they told you could be, you can't be that. You can't be a doctor. How many of us growing up knew somebody who got sick and died? Okay. And that happens to you and you decide, you know what, I don't want that to happen to me. Well, what do I need to know and what do I need to be to stop that? And you think, okay, well, I need to be a doctor. Well, you can't just be a doctor. And then here's the crazy part, the absolute crazy part about being a doctor. When you actually truly grow up mentally and you look into what being a doctor means, being a doctor literally means being a deceiver. So there are no real doctors. They're just people who openly lie to you. The so-called doctors, the so-called saviors of society, the healers, are liars. And they themselves have the highest death count and the shortest lifespans in society. The so-called doctors, the so-called nurses, the so-called healers. They're the sickest people in society. And if that's not a reflection on how sick society is, I mean, I don't know what the hell is then. Because this society is jacked. It's completely jacked. I mean, if you think about it, there's never been a time where people growing up haven't been hit in the face with the most ridiculous lies. I mean, you're supposed to believe as a child growing up that there's some morbidly obese white man that's going to somehow come through a chimney. And if you don't have a chimney growing up, I remember we didn't have a chimney when I was growing up. He just somehow came into your house and ate a bunch of cookies, drank milk, and left you a bunch of presents. I mean, we're conditioned to tell our children these lies and perpetuate lies upon lies and just nonsense upon nonsense. And it's a never-ending cycle of just foolishness. And that's how this society has existed for so long, because nobody knows what the truth is. And nobody, and I mean nobody, knows what true freedom is, because we're living under such a sneaky system of oppression that it's ridiculous to even think that you would even be allowed to know what true freedom tastes like, to truly be able to go where you want to go and do what you want to do. No, that's not for you. That's for the people in the movies. Live through them. Live vicariously through fictional characters, through the films that you see on your phone and on your tablets, and on the big screens. Freedom? What freedom? There is no freedom. You have the freedom to believe as many lies as you want. That's the freedom that you have. That's the freedom that we all have. That's the freedom that we were gifted. And that's really the reality of the situation. Whatever you want it to be, you can't be that. No. You get dealt a hand and you have to deal with it. You want to be something else? You want to be ambitious? You want to fight through the system? Hey, take your shot. You might make it. But even if you do, you're going to be hit with who knows how many fees. Because this crap doesn't stop until somebody stops it.